Hello everybody, happy Sunday on this new moon in Capricorn. Let's take a deep breath and start with this energy. Lower the volume if this is a little too loud. Thank you guys for showing up to the live. My name is Fedra, and this is a collective reading for the new moon in Capricorn. Shout out to 8-Bit Mike, who is moderating in the chat, always doing a killer job on this channel. I'm quite cozy today. It's a little chilly here in Florida. Not like chilly from where I'm originally from in Chicago, but it's chilly for Floridians. So I got my little spiritual gangster sweater, custom made on Etsy. If you want one, you gotta message me for it. Just saying. So, new moon. New moon always means new beginnings, new cycles. And it's beautiful that it's in this realm of Capricorn from December to January, before we move into Aquarius and Pisces energy. Let me know, Michael, how the volume is compared to my voice to the music. Always want to make sure that that's spot on. So as many as you have watched me, I always want to go into the energy of what this moon cycle is based on the zodiac. So these are just traits. Don't take it too personally, but you are a person, so I guess you can take it personal also. Capricorns are awesome. Slightly underrated. Pretty stoic. I'm not going to customize it into gender. I will just say that predominantly a lot of them are stoic. Hope that's a little better. They're bosses. When they're in their element, whatever element that is, Capricorns are bosses. So this is boss energy for this moon cycle, whether you're a Capricorn or not, or possess those traits, or working on those traits, like myself. With this new invigorating energy that we have for the start of the year here in January, this fire horse energy that will begin toward the end of February, this is awesome. I don't think you could get it any better. Have I been feeling a lot of ancestral stuff? You bet. Family issues, for sure. Because Capricorn is the ruler within Saturn, and that is the father figure. So if you've been having any daddy issues or father wounds come up or father issues, no surprise. When we think of Saturn, there are rules and regulations and karma. So if you're in court or contracts or parking tickets or, not following the rules, this is where Saturn will hit you if you've not really towed the line. That's been a theme today for me, is towing the line, going down the righteous path, as righteous as you can claim it to be. And this is where, in this energy, you have the opportunity to do that. Being more honest, diplomatic, more structured, You know, Capricorns are really, they feed into structure. And it may not make sense to you. Maybe their own schedule, their own routine or structure. But once they're in it, they can really accomplish anything. So keep this in mind as this beautiful cycle. You have this opportunity to harness this energy to where you want to feed it. Capricorns are very ambitious people. You know, they want to be known. They want to be known for something. Not necessarily need the spotlight, but they would like the recognition. So getting an award, getting a whole bunch of money, getting viral, you know, getting seen in some way. And at times, if they don't put their ego in check, they'll get on that pedestal and try to own it. And they didn't really earn it, right? Because it wasn't just them that got them there. It is a team effort. And when Capricorns are best at delegating and coming up with a team effort, they are like some of the best leaders out there. Maybe they won't be at Aries, you know, because Aries is that fire, you know, point, but I'm going to give Capricorns their dues. We're not going to focus on just the negatives at all, actually. Maybe if it comes up in the reading. But I really want to say a lot of positives of Capricorn, and they can come off, that stoicism can come off a little cold. And it's just because they're selective, right? They're selective of who they want to know, who they want to really open up to get to know them. And that's a beautiful trait to have. Sometimes they may go a little too far. Yeah. I don't know if they got hurt or they got betrayed, or they just want to feel like they're above people, so they build up this wall and they try to be really cold and like, oh, nothing gets to me. Like, I'll just put my hand over the fire and it won't hurt me. It's like, yeah, it will. Like, you're human. So, you know, you don't want to be too robotic. Some of the air signs do that as well, in Gemini and Aquarius. So you want to be honing in on your humanity, Capricorns. And as a fellow Earth sign, I love you guys. Like, I'm sending you all the love during this time for your birthdays. And we only have a couple days, so we're going to shift really into a different energy. But yeah, like, let's see what's in store for this new moon. Again, if you like what you hear and see, definitely definitely boosts me in the algorithm to be seen, and definitely share this after on the replay for those who feel that they need it during this beautiful new moon. All right, so let's get to the foundation. 2 fresh starts economically. Wouldn't be a Capricorn reading if it wasn't about the money and about security. No shame, right? So we got Page of Coin, Ace of Coin. So a lot of you are getting your bearings. You're doing the work, and now you're really embodying on the value of your work. You're communicating that professionally, and kudos to you. This is a beautiful fresh start in the direction to, you know, really claiming this as this is part of who you are. This is part of your core values. Capricorns are really big on value, you know, the value for, you know, their investments and their focus. So really think about right now, whether you're a Capricorn or not, what is your truest value? What do you want to put value in? You know, really make a plan and really keep to the structure of that plan, because you will be financially compensated for your time and for your effort. And it always starts with that first step. You know, the page is very immature. It's the first of an amateur, if you will, going from beginner to amateur, developing into intermediate. Ace of being one, it's a first level feeling, and you got to start somewhere. So you're starting on the positive right there. So in most recent past, it's King of Swords. Yeah. Some of you had really needed to hone in on your communication skills. This is someone who is becoming very strategic. Again, we got that ice, so try not to be too cold with it. It's really managing the emotions on these ideas and how you're articulating it, and harnessing these ideas to make them into reality, right? Like making it into something groundbreaking. And learning the responsibility of how you communicate. Like words can really hurt. A mantra that I have is words matter, because they do. It's you can break someone down with just the way that you say things, and to find more compassion. Because it's the King of Swords, it's a court card, so it's acknowledging that you're taking a responsibility and learning from past mistakes, learning from past interactions of how you're taking responsibility for the way that you move and the way that you have communicated with people. We can extend it to relationships because the foundation is about abundance. And again, in this 3D world that we have, like, you got to be able to maintain healthy boundaries and healthy friendships and relationships to create that abundance. I'm not even talking about like your reputation. I'm talking literally about your skill level and being honest about that. You can't just walk in not really knowing anything at a job and just saying like, oh yeah, I know what to do, and then kind of mess that up. Like, you'll get fired. It's really going, how do I want to say this? It's too much coming at me at once. It's I think you guys get it, but I mean it's honing up to your level and honoring that you have more to learn, but you've been able to communicate it in a way that doesn't harm you, it doesn't negate you, it doesn't make people doubt your skill level. It's more of like, no, this is where I'm at, this is what I have as a budget, this is what I have as a plan, and that's great. Being in that vulnerable stance is gonna get you respected and compensated. So, in the past, 7 of Swords, there was a thief in your midst. Even family, unfortunately, close people to you that kind of robbed from you, and they could have robbed your time, your joy, money, inheritance, whatever. It had to happen the way that it did, otherwise you wouldn't have learned this lesson. And this lesson can never be taken away from you, and you've also completed certain karmic cycles that have maybe happened over and over in this lifetime or in other lifetimes or all of the above, and they had to end. So try not to have too much self-pity. Try not to overanalyze it a lot. I'm going to go back to Capricorn's trait, because they wish to be so successful, they're very self-critical of themselves and others. They have incredible high expectations of others to the form of judgment, and then they're never satisfied. It's a bottomless pit. It's hard to see, especially when you love them. And that could also be a thief of their own joy and accomplish. It's a form of self-sabotage. So for those of you that did the work, that it's in this bottom placement, you've gotten over it. Good for you, really. What's coming to you in the future is the world. Maybe you expanded spiritually. Maybe you had a good retreat, good ceremony. If you're in those communities, if you're not, maybe seeing this side of your family, your friends, your partnerships, the business, it expanded you on a soul level, conscious level. It's having you take your step forward into the world, whether that's on social media, whether that's in your community, but you're stepping out further, and there are going to be opportunities for you to step further, and I think it's time for you to embody that, right? Because again, we go back to the foundation that if you're going to start, you better start now, especially before this year moves into such a fast pace and at a higher frequency, and taking care of your mindset. You know, the world is also about the expansion of consciousness as a whole. And I don't even need to go into this globally. We're seeing how many things are happening around the world that are good and bad. And that is all of us transforming, all of us doing inner work that's showing in our communities. So be prepared to embody more on the physical side, sharpening those skills. In the near future is King of Cups. Look at that. Some of you in the near future are going to be walking the walk and talking the talk. Emotionally very sound. Really maturing in that way of coming from experience. You know, really coming from a hard track and really standing up for what you believe in, even on an emotional level. We've been seeing a lot of people becoming more active as activists, protesting, getting into different representatives of government and assembly, and speaking their truth and articulating it for others to band around them and understand. Again, very commendable work. You know, whether you're doing retreats and you're sharing this form of expansion on YouTube, maybe developing your own channel, writing a book, but telling that story and really hitting it on an emotional level that whatever you went through, you not only survived, but you own it as a king or as a queen. Eight of Spears. So for most of you, you're not going to see this really come into fruition until toward the end of February, as I said, when the fire horse is coming. Normally, I'm not going to give timelines on readings. It's about 3 to 6 months. But this energy may come at this point only because it's 8 of Spears, which is a very fast energy. Now, it's not chariot level. It's up there. So I'm going to say that you really want to make sure your plans are in order the best that you can to have things organized, because as you start to relay and have these opportunities to be seen more, you're going to have more communication with people. People are going to want to reach out and work with you, maybe assemble with you, become a part of a group, a part of a a community and building a community itself. So, like I said, that energy of Capricorn is serious. So there is a realm of this to be serious, because it's amazing, impactful work that will be done. And it's through, you embodying it and making it an actual reality, physical reality. And it's also like, I'm feeling like it's a form of judgment too. Doing what you say you're going to do and honoring that, because you literally go against anything that you said you're going to do and you don't do it. That's like self-lying and self-punishment. And people are going to take notice. And that's great. It's a fool's journey. It's how other people see it. Fool's journey is also new beginning. It's stepping and facing the dragon. And you can think that the dragon is you. You can think that the dragon is a separate entity. That's your choice. I don't think there's really a right or wrong. If this is resonating, keep in mind in the chat, I have my link to donate. It's really appreciated. It keeps me going on this channel year round. And definitely, if you feel like it's hitting certain buttons, please like this and definitely share it on the replay. I don't like saying a reset, so I'm not going to say that. This is more evoking the inner child. Freshness. Curiosity. You got to balance yourself emotionally, right? If you're going to be the King of Cups, it can't be serious and focused and, this like robotic self. You got to bring out that playfulness, that innocence in it, because a dragon will eat you up if they don't respect you. To ride a dragon, metaphorically, energetically, is earning a stance. There ain't no shortcut to that. That I feel is insulting. And I ain't saying you gotta break your back either. Balance. And I don't think everyone identifies with dragons, right? There's other beautiful entities in other dimensions. But those that are here, dragons are not just threatening. They're very loving, very intuitive, very keen, again, sharpness with their communication. King of Swords, that's what's coming up here. The fire is not just about destruction. The fire is of life, of celebrating. Celebrating a new you completely. Finishing up this shedding of this snake. The dragons, in a lot of movies lately, I don't know if you've seen in the past couple years, but they've shown that dragons remember when they were persecuted and hunted down and killed. And they had to go through their own process of no longer being a victim and having to learn how to trust humans. Humans had to learn on trusting dragons. Doesn't that sound like a very similar story in modern time? Is that about the soul trusting itself? Learning how to love again? Learning how to love ourselves, forgive ourselves from cheating ourselves, cheating others? Honoring that I can be a ferocious loud, breathing fire person. But I could also be calm and sleep and eat under a pile of gold. I'm getting J.R. Tolkien vibes now. Lord of the Rings, yeah. So your outcome is a fight. Yeah. You can't face the dragon gently. 5 of Spears. Hey Elizabeth, dear goddess, welcome. Now, is it a fight within you? Is it an external fight? As I said about the story of the dragon, isn't it the same? Maybe it's a clone of yourself, fighting in different ways. Maybe it's spiritual warfare. Maybe it's destined. Maybe it's going to show you, how do you fight is what came to my mind. How do you fight? Do you fight with love and compassion? Or do you fight because you want to win, you want to conquer? There's different forms of dragons in that way too. Like I said about Lord of the Rings and wanting to keep the gold. And what is really gold? You know, competition. You have 5 of Spears and 5 of Swords. This is also about lack. What is it that you feel you're lacking if you are a dragon? Come on, come on. I can't make this up. Let's get some clarity. Clarity on 5 of Spears. Oh, music's getting a little too quiet. Let's get some clarity on 5 of Spears. What is this fight? Time to give rather than take. And what about outcome? 5 of Swords. Right there with you. So this is new moon in Virgo. Give me a second, guys. Let me find it, and then I'll show the card. So see that piece? Look at that piece. Compared to the fight. Recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. See, I didn't say that word. The book said that word. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapy, so add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, It could be that you're over analyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. Gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow, not the other way around. The person you're asking about is reliable. Virgo is the sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of the harvest about it. When this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order. So that's what you need to do at the time of the Virgo new moon or whenever you pull this. So I got a few things here. Generally, I don't like to talk about health because I am not a doctor. I am not a practitioner in that way, so please take what I am advising as a grain of salt. This is entertainment. This is less mental. I mean, there's a little bit in there, but it's more physical because we have the Page of Coin and Ace of Coin. If some of you are physically ill on the physical aspect, it's coming out physically. I know I gotta say it over and over to emphasize my point. You may be combative with sickness that's kind of what you started or did to yourself, or certain aspects of expansion consciously from you being a very sharp and critical, externalizing it and letting it out and then internalizing it. That pole is stating for you to get healthier in routines, in really facing that aspect that you've been neglecting yourself. It's time to really showcase that by getting a doctor physical, blood work, really assessing it so that you can digest what the issue is if you don't already know it intuitively, and making that change, because that's part of this expansion. And you're going to emotionally be satisfied when you make these changes on the physical, because it's true. If you don't see with this physical eye that you're successful, in having that direction or that envisioning is not enough. We are, to an extent, a little bit vain about ourselves. Let's be honest. You're speaking with a Taurus. Hello. We're not going to sugarcoat that. We like beautiful things. We like to look beautiful in our own authentic way. Taurus people are beautiful. So are Capricorn. So are Virgo. Or maybe you've been in that Virgo over-analysis of your health where you've been going and going and going, and you have to back off. Maybe there's nothing physically wrong with you, but it's combusting out of the stress, out of the thinking, out of the overworking, that now you're overworking the body, and the body needs to find peace. Only you know what your peace is. Just saying. Maybe you do need a therapist so you can talk it out, so you don't feel that you're combative with everyone around you and feeling like you're alone and that you have a loss, because it's 5 and 5. Hey, no coincidence, baby. Cards don't lie. It's a mess. You see this in the 5 of Swords. The swords are everywhere. Look at these guys combative. One's looking one way, one's looking at the other. This could be manifesting in the body and coming to terms with that. And I asked clarity on the 5 of Swords, and I'll get to it. It says work through your fears. A little Scorpio. Scorpionic, transformative. Going into death. Capricorn is also part of death in the winter phase. What dies, dies, and we come up into the spring. Or maybe you all have, a Scorpio or a Virgo who's kind of making you crazy. You got to tell them to back off. My children had a nightmare saying that there was a scary blonde woman crawling on the ceiling with her head turning all around. Yikes. My other son said it was grandma. Well, you gotta pray and cast that out. I was so scared for them. Well, you know, children are very perceptive. They're more connected into the outer realm, in my opinion. And I would sage the home or get a priest to bless the home. If you want my particular opinion, that's why you're sharing it in the chat. I would have the children pray over them. You pray over the children. And they're just very receptive. So they're seeing the anguish of ancestry or relatives or spirits that are coming through. I hope that helps. But it's very combative energy that's in the air. It's to keep in fear. And grounding yourself emotionally and physically are ways that you can sustain yourself and knowing yourself. One of the most beautiful things of mastery is knowing thyself. And also showing that you're ever evolving, you know, as the benefits of the Fool, of that innocence. That you are a child of God. Infinite potential, infinite possibility. And to not allow others to take over your power. You are sovereign. I'm getting very emotional about that. And going from a sense of giving, when it comes to this work, it's only going to make yourself more fruitful. And, you know, like myself, you got to balance that giving to community and being of service, to nourishing the body and the vessel and making sure that it's grounded, that it's eating well, and that you are not perpetuating a habit that is really not serving you right now. Maybe it served you 6 months ago. Maybe it served you last month. We're talking about now. And with this Scorpio energy here, working through that is acknowledging that it's not serving you now, and you can politely let it go. Out of respect for yourself. No one in Scorpio. I would like to see what it says. Again, if anything is resonating, know that you could always have a private reading with me. In the description below, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or send me a private email. I do these Zoom, you know, face-to-face, like virtually, of course, one-on-one. And I hope that will more give you a personalized view, whether it's for the new moon, or if you have particular questions that you'd like clarity on. The card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns. Or maybe a dragon will be there. But it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work on magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought and emotional intimacy is also on the menu, okay, let's go. Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Have some sexy time. Time to let go of a grudge you're holding. Move on from jealousy. Stop being obsessive. Yo. Could it be you're being paranoid? Yeah, lack. 5 and 5, yeah. Oh yeah. Make an investment. Ace of coin. Yeah. Start investing. Yeah, those of you interested in investing, this is a great time. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light. And the new moon in Scorpio is all about it. This suggests you need to do that now. So some of you maybe also have gone through the dark night of the soul or in the transition of it. And now you're getting into the harder parts of shadow work. It's a process, folks. Finding self-humility in it. Finding the discomfort in that, that's huge. I'm so glad I read that. You see, this is why I love going through intuitive and working through the book, because these little nuggets of nourishments can show you different parts of these meanings when we get to clarifying. Because in Five of Swords here, you know, in Game of Thrones, Bran is looking like he's completely surrounded and defenseless. And again, this is showing in that clarity that that's just fear. And working through and facing that shadow work of what is holding you back. This is another push, you know, into this final part of the shedding of the snake. Phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I have other decks, but I feel very complete with this reading for you all collectively. Unless you guys all take a minute, if you have any questions that you want answered in the chat, or if you want me to do an angel reading really quick, I feel this was completely perfect. Again, my name is Fedra, and I really thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Definitely moving into, you know, growing the channel, getting to 10,000 followers by one of you at a time. All right, so you want some angel reading, okay? We'll do a quick one, 3 card. Let's see what our angels and of course, if you feel like giving, you know, nothing like the present. And the chat is my pinned Venmo link for donations. I really appreciate it. One of these days I'm going to share my Amazon business list, because I have some things in there that, you know, would help with the channel. So I'll get around to it. I'm still balancing out the give and the take in my life. I kind of like to earn my things. But gifts are really cherished. Remember that you guys are a gift. Okay. Bridget. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. More of a warning from the angels, huh? Never pulled this card before. You've asked for heaven's guidance and it is given. This situation isn't right for you. Some vital information has been concealed, so you will need to dig deeper and ask more questions of those involved. Trust your gut feelings, since that is how I communicate with you. Please don't worry that this situation is the only opportunity available to you. It isn't. There is something better waiting for you, but first you will have to free yourself. Remember that nature abhors a vacuum, so you must create a vacuum, and then the new situation will reveal itself. Clearly, it takes courage and faith to leave a situation that you had vested interest in. You may feel disappointed and betrayed. That is why you must call upon me and your other angels to help you stay strong and true to yourself. You deserve situations that are aligned with love, and you don't have to settle for anything less. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Animals respond to your kind and gentle ways. You have a special understanding of them. You can relate to the innocence and trusting nature of animals, and you feel a call to them. I am one of your guardian angels, and I am here to tell you of the beautiful ripple effect that your relationship with animals has created. Your love for animals has also forged a deep bond and appreciation with you and the nature angels. All of the animals whom you have ever loved continue to be with you like guardian angels. Your love for them keeps these angels at your side forever. Your pets in heaven are happy, spiritually healthy, and playful and affectionate. Your pets on earth are surrounded by angels who bestow miracles upon you and them. In many ways, the angels act as angels for you and your loved ones. You are someone who truly appreciates the angelic qualities of animals. You are able to communicate wordlessly with these wondrous creatures, and your special bond with the animal kingdom is opening new doors for you right now. That is so precious. We're really blessed to have the animals in our lives and around the world, and how much we can learn from them. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? Should I go this way or that way? You wonder. One day you're sure of your decision, the next day you question it again. This indecision will be healed by focusing on your divine life purpose. Even if you aren't sure of your purpose's exact, let me repeat. Even if you aren't sure of your purpose's exact nature, you do know that it involves bringing peace to yourself and others. Based on this foundation, then, which decision brings you the most peace? If you're still unsure, then ask God and the angels to help you further. You can ask us, which decision will help the most people? This is a wonderful basis upon which to make your choice. Sometimes the easiest route is the one that takes you further away from your divine purpose. So your indecision may come from a fear of making waves or uncertainty about your future. In such cases, gradual change is warranted. Slowly introduce your new direction into your daily life. Page of coin, ace of coin. Hey Ryan, coming right at the end. Thank you for coming though. I'll begin again. In such cases, gradual change is warranted. Slowly introduce your new direction into your daily life and ease out of your old direction slowly. In that way, you won't frighten yourself. You will be more open to hearing God's guidance, and you will feel our love. The more I've worked with different angel decks, the more I've seen that prayer has really helped me for guidance, for specific signs that work for me. It creates more humility when you feel the presence. And as I've said in the previous moon cycle live reading, you can call for signs when it comes in numbers, birds, different spirit animals, however you wish to navigate to what is authentic to you. Maybe some of us to integrate more love in our pets, but just in animals in general. Looking deeper into proceeding in things and being involved in things that may not actually serve you. And I am always about the slow and steady approach, you know, being like the turtle instead of the hare. Because you really start to feel and see what's important to you. You start to define what's your success versus looking at everybody else's forms of success. And just like with tarot, that knowingness, right? Knowing what you know and not really having to explain it or justify it to anyone. It's truly why I feel called and love to do tarot. So again, if you'd like a private reading with me, you could always contact me directly. Definitely like if this resonated with you on this beautiful new moon in Capricorn. Share it to those who you feel called. And I will see you all in the next one. Since it's Sunday, enjoy the rest of this lovely weekend. And get structured. Utilize this Capricorn energy for this week. And just know that I love you guys. And I'm sending you all the love and hugs. Thank you, Moon Tribe. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. And shout out to 8-Bit Mike for monitoring. See you guys on the next one.